What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 133. I'm your host, James, and I am joined by the fanboy himself, Mr. Phaneckswhy.
What's up? What's up?
And we got the great ace attorney, Ash Destroyum.
Hey, what up, guys?
And of course, the dress for your master, the dominant himself, Bryant.
Only 7 more days.
Was that Proto Man?
I think this is a Battle Network shirt.
Yeah, I was because I think that's Proto Man's. I mean, it looks like Proto Man's get up, but maybe it's a mixture of two. I don't know. Love Battle Network. One of the most I wouldn't say underrated because it was very popular when it came out, but I feel that like a lot of people just forgot about Battle Network. Battle Network had some of the coolest was the coolest evolution of Mega Man with it being different, but not replacing Mega Man, if that makes sense. Because
I just thought
Mhm.
it was very like 2000s coded, like how it was like you jack your Navi into like the dishwasher because the dishwasher's on fire and you have
Yeah.
to eliminate the virus. Like it's just very like what
Very
they thought the
Y2K.
web of
Mhm.
2025 might look like. It's just kind of cool
I mean,
concept.
technically speaking, I feel like it's close. Smart
Yeah,
things
maybe
everywhere,
so.
right? We got smart
True.
washers, smart refrigerators. Technically speaking, you can hack those things, and probably,
True.
we just need somebody to create a net navi, and then that's it.
Cool
Then
mini
we're good.
game for it.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Come on, Ash.
Well, I mean,
You're
AI is kind of on the way, so we're not too far off.
Ash got the brains here. He can create a net navi for all of us.
You're funny, but if anything, I want to live like the Jetsons. Where's that?
Yeah, that'd be nice too, I guess. Anyway, today we are really only going to discuss the hype, and that is Nintendo Switch 2. 7 days until the Switch 2. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys. I don't think you guys are that excited, but I'm excited. No, I'm just kidding. we're all
I'm the
pretty
one
hyped.
posting in the Discord, like, everything.
Yeah, exactly. We got our news informant right here, Bryant, undercover. Always here getting us all that information.
Got the scoops.
Yep, got the scoops. But yeah, there's still a few things that keep coming out about the Switch 2. One, they're out in the wild. We got to see somebody has it, and they were actually showing it off. They showed off the boot screen, the animation to it, the boxing, all that other good stuff. People are complaining about the box because it's very similar to the Switch OLED box or the regular Switch box. And okay, like I see it, I get it, but there's a giant 2 on the Switch 2. Like, if you miss that 2 and pick up an OLED thinking that it's the Switch 2, then I think that's on you. At that point, it's like that. It's like picking up chicken nuggets instead of chicken tenders. Like, do you get mad and tell these people to change their packaging? Like, no, right? So, go ahead, Brian.
Originally, I heard that they were going to call it the Super Switch. That was like a rumor that was going on that they were considering that. So I think I could forgive a parent or something a bit more if like they messed up getting the Switch instead of the Super Switch, because that might be a little more subtle. But a big giant 2 sequential, Godfather Part 2, can't really mess that up. You'd hope anyway.
I wouldn't forgive a parent if they messed up and got the regular Switch over to Super Switch, because our parents got the Super Nintendo over the Nintendo. So it's like,
that's true.
Come on, you can do this. If our
But it's
parents
less
are able to do
egregious.
that,
Could we agree on that? It's less egregious to Super. Okay.
yeah, I would say that. Like, if you don't mess up a PS1, a PS2, and so forth, you shouldn't mess up with a Switch 2, versus a OG Switch. So,
Right.
if anything, the Series X and Series S is a lot more kind of out there, because you had Xbox One S, Xbox One X, and Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X. And I think I've caught myself a couple times re-listening to some of our older podcasts where I accidentally said One X instead of Series X and vice versa, because they sound very similar.
The naming convention for Xbox isn't great, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Xbox 360, then Xbox One, and then you go to, Xbox Series, and it's like, okay. People were speculating that the next one was gonna be 720.
Exactly. Everyone thought it was gonna be 720, but like Just throwing
Well,
a monkey wrench in that name, man.
Xbox only went with 360 because of the PS3. Because
do
they
you
don't want to
mean?
be Xbox. They don't want to name the next console Xbox 2
Yeah.
or second
Right, because
generation, right?
PS3 was
Because
better.
PS3 would be
Yeah.
the number higher than 2.
Yep.
So
Then
they had to
just
pick
skip
a
it.
number that'd be similar, something
Just
to it.
skip it. Like
That's
our
why they skipped 2
console is so
altogether.
good that we decided to skip a generation and call it the Xbox 3.
I mean, Samsung did it with their phones,
Yeah.
jumping from 10 to 20.
Yeah,
That's actually fun.
they did. But I think people, as always, they just want the Switch 2 to fail for whatever reason. They just hate the Switch 2. I don't know why. Like, okay, I get it. Nintendo's not the best company, right? There's some stuff that's questionable on why are they doing that. But at the same
It's a lot
time,
of companies.
well, true. It's a lot of companies out there. But at the same time, they make great games. They still make fun games. They still make games catered to not only kids but to adults. And just they have a different atmosphere, right? Where I feel like when you look at catalogs, every game is I won't say they're the same, but the same type, right? Everything's gritty, action based, blood and gore, and you need to be full in focus. Where Nintendo makes games where you can drop in and drop out very easily. Indies do a good job of also filling that gap, but I feel like when it comes to the actual like AAA studios, that's really all we're getting from them. So I don't know why you would want Nintendo to fail when it comes to that stuff, but not only that, it's just complain to complain. Like, come on, guys, like, what? Why complain? Anyways, enough talking for me. I want to hear, have you guys updated your list on what you've bought for the Nintendo Switch 2? Did you add anything since the last time we talked? What is your full list of games, accessories, etc. that you got for the Nintendo Switch 2? We'll start with Fan because I know Fan has like everything.
Okay, so I bought 2 Switch 2 Pro controllers. I have 2 micro SD express cards because I bought
Damn.
one on Target, one on Best Buy just to make sure I'd get one. And then I got 2 different cases for the Switch. I got the one actual like Switch case where it's just the case for the Switch 2. And then I got like the complete like carrying case that
The cube.
the cube, yeah, that has everything for the dock, the controller, the system, all of it. Because I'm gonna be going back home to Kansas, in December, so I want to be able to take the whole thing with me. And then I bought a bunch of games. So I pre-ordered a bunch of games. Like, let's see, I bought Cyberpunk, 2077, the open. I guess it's called the Ultimate Edition or whatever, because it comes with that Liberty.
Phantom Liberty. Is it called Phantom Liberty?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Phantom Liberty. I pre-ordered Donkey Kong Bonanza. I bought the Switch 2 edition of Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I bought Street Fighter 6.
Hogwarts?
Yep, also bought Hogwarts. Technically, I upgraded my monitor to a 32-inch QD OLED monitor because it has variable refresh rate, but then we found out that the variable refresh rate only works in handheld mode.
Which I think
Which,
they're gonna fix that.
who knows?
'cause-
Hopefully.
I mean, I'm assuming it should be able to do it in dock too. It's probably just an update or firmwer update to the dock or something that they would have to do.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it has the dock
like-
has to have HDMI 2.1 for it to do 4K
yeah.
60.
It needs to have HDMI 2.1 in that firmware update, and and I'm pretty sure that that's going to be like resolved by like
Yeah.
maybe.
I
within
also
a
bought
month.
the Switch 2 cameras, so I have that too also. So bought a bunch of
Wait,
stuff.
cameras? You bought both cameras?
I brought 2 of them because I
Oh,
just
okay.
wanted to make sure I'd get one because I didn't know if I pre-ordered one through Walmart and through Best Buy.
So how much of your stuff are you keeping, and how much of it you're gonna sell or return?
So I have 2 pre-orders of the Switch 2 at Walmart, but I'm gonna go with James so when he goes pick up his Switch 2 to
You
see if I
lucky
can snag
people.
one there. So if I'm able to grab one there, I'm just gonna return my Walmart ones.
You should have
But
just
I'll
flew over here, Bryant. You could have flew in and just
so
pick up one over here and then fly back.
but
I know. I would
any of
have.
the
Man, if I
duplicates
was doing
though,
that, I would chilled with you guys.
yeah, if any of my duplicates, I'll probably return. But I'll keep the micro SD card in case someone wants it or needs it.
I'm gonna
Um,
need it because
Hey,
I don't have a
okay.
micro
oh,
SD.
All
wait,
right,
I
but
thought you got one,
I'll probably
Jakes.
get rid of the spare
I missed
like
out.
Switch 2 Pro controller in case
They're
someone
available now,
in
aren't
case
they?
someone wants it. No, they're all sold out.
Hmm.
Like
Really?
I keep an eye on Amazon and they
Yeah,
are
I
not
was
in
an
stock
idiot.
anywhere.
I waited thinking, oh, there's gonna be plenty of inventory because it's a micro SD card, right? Like, who needs that? Nope, all sold out. The 512 one is the one that I missed out when those Lexar ones came out.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
I was gonna buy a
So
1 terabyte one, but it was like $200. I was like,
yeah, I would wait. Probably within a
I don't
year
know
or
if I could.
two, it
Yeah,
would be like a quarter of the price. I remember when the M.2s for PS5s within a
yeah,
year or two they
we're
went down
expensive.
I'm on
fast.
target. They're on target, dude.
The 256 gig or
Yeah.
oh,
256
What
gig,
about
but he was wanting a 512.
Oh,
yeah.
you want a
Yeah,
512?
He wanted
I wanted the
512.
512s. Yeah.
Yeah, those the
Oh,
higher
okay.
gigabyte ones are all sold out. Like only the
Gotcha.
256
Okay.
ones you can get
Mhm.
hold of. So,
I'm geeking 256.
yeah.
Yeah, 256
So
gig, I don't think is gonna be enough. Like I was doing the math, and especially if I put in some of my older games in it. I mean, granted, I guess I have to get used to uninstalling and reinstalling games, but like for a portable game or a portable console, I don't like doing that. That's just me. I just like having everything in there. But at the same time, probably within a couple of years, the 1 terabyte would be like super cheap, and I could just buy a 1 terabyte. Because for this console, you will need a huge micro SD because all game sizes are going to be huge. I mean, Split Fiction is already over 60 gigs. That kind of tells you everything. All right.
yeah, unless you're able to get the game, like if you buy the
Mhm.
like physical game where it's all on the cart.
Well, Split
I
Fiction
wonder
doesn't
how.
even have a game key card. It's all digital.
I know, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, because Cyberpunk 2077, it's all on the
True.
cart,
That's all in the cart.
right?
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
So I wonder how much of that is going to be like going to be installed
Mhm.
on the Switch 2 versus how much all of it's going to be read off the cart. Like,
Yeah.
are they going to do like a percentage of what's on the cart installed on the Switch 2 itself, so that way you
Mhm.
have kind of like a primary code, whatever, to run off of it,
Mhm.
and then it runs everything else off the cart. Like I don't know. But
I did.
it'd be interesting to see.
I did forget to mention something when we started the podcast. It's actually very important, and I can't believe I forgot about it. So before
Ooh.
we go to Ash, who's going to be next, very important news happened this week. It's kind of small news, but it's big news for me, and that is we got a release date for Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D.
Oh, yeah, that's big news.
And
Big news for me too.
yeah, but I'm very sad because on Nintendo Switch 2, which there is a
Yep.
version of it, which I'm
Here
very
it
happy
comes.
for. It is a game key card. It's not an actual full game card. Which I mean, game key card. Yeah, the game is not really on there. It's just the key to download the game. But still, like I'm kind of sad and torn because I have the Switch version of 3, which I hope does get a Switch 2 update for just like 60 FPS. You don't need more than that. Like 60 FPS would be fine, and maybe HDR too, because the pixel art I'm sure will shine with HDR. But uh, I'm kind of sad and torn. Like, do I return this and just buy it digital? Which I did see you buy it on Switch, Ryan. I saw you got it, or did you
How'd
already
you
own
see
it
it? How'd you
on
see that?
Friendless? You started it up
You
and it
can see
popped
what I
up.
bought? Oh,
No, I can't see what you
yeah.
bought. Yeah, I can
I
see
was
all
like, I
your
didn't know you could do that.
purchases.
Yeah, no, I did buy it because it went on sale, and it's just one of those games that I kind of want to have on every platform. But yeah, I
Mhm.
did buy it because it went on sale for 45 on
Yeah.
Switch. Like that's pretty much the only way I'm buying third-party stuff on Switch is
Mhm.
if it's on sale.
Yeah, it shows like when you start it up. I don't know if it says for the first time, but it shows that you just started it. I was like, oh, cool.
Gotcha.
I only have it on the Steam Deck, or on Steam.
That's a great place for it.
Yeah, I
So
only I only had it on PC, and then this was on sale for like $42, and then it dropped down to $40. So I did like a price match because I picked it up at Best Buy, and I just price matched it. So I was like, you know what? It's still sealed, but I'm probably gonna go ahead and continue playing this. But yeah, I'm kind of sad. Not a actual cart. I really hope. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about is the collector's edition. I don't like that the collector's edition doesn't give you the book. I think that's kind of stupid. So the Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D gave you the book for the collector's edition, and in the book there's two like slides. And what you do is you will fit Dragon Quest 3 into it, and it actually fills out the rest of the art here.
Oh,
And
that's
then
cool.
on the other side, it fills out the rest of the art for Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D. And then basically, because it's the Erdrick trilogy,
You have the story. Yeah.
exactly, you have the story, and it's for those that you don't, those of you who don't know, in Dragon Quest 11, there's the book where it's supposed to be that she's reading the Erdrick trilogy, and that's what that book's supposed to represent, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I'm kind of sad that the collector's edition for 1 and 2 HD 2D doesn't bring you the book. It gives you the little acrylics that have like the main character from Dragon Quest 1 as the dragon. Um, I forgot what the main bad guy is called. But it has him, it has the princess, and then it has the main characters for 2, and then the main enemy for 2, which is they still look cool. It's the Pixar and everything like that, but it's just missing the book for the same price as I believe what Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D collector's edition was. I was like, nah, not not worth it in that sense. But nonetheless, I'm excited. It comes out. I actually need to pull up the release date here because I forgot it. It was like October 16th, I think.
Yeah, it was October.
Yeah, can
Oh,
believe
yeah, I thought
that.
it was like October 2nd or something like that, but maybe I'm wrong.
30th. Wait, no.
30th. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
All the way off.
30th. Yeah, October 30th. Yep.
A spectacular Dragon Quest.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Dragon Quest 1. A lot of people don't like Dragon Quest 1 because it's a weird type of RPG because it's a turn-based
I
RPG,
loved it.
but it's only you're one person and the enemy is only one, so it's literally one-on-one fights. But nonetheless, I think it's a cool experience. Very short. You can beat it like in 8 hours, but I think it's cool
Yeah,
nonetheless, and it's well worth
yeah.
it.
Main protagonist was literally a Chad in that game. It's amazing.
I do have to say,
So,
with Dragon Quest 3, I
Mhm.
do kind of wish they gave you the option to change the point of not the point of view, but the perspective when you battle, right?
Oh yeah,
Because when you see your characters and then it like goes into first person where you see the
when you
enemies.
attack,
It would
yeah,
it would have been nice if you can still see the characters like on the field, like
yeah. I agree with that. I think they probably wanted to keep it as close to the original as possible.
I know, but that's why I said they should give you the option,
They should.
like change the viewpoint.
They should, because basically Dragon Quest 7 and above, you can see
Yeah.
everybody.
And it'd
So
be nice
they,
to like see that cool pixel art of your
Mhm.
characters like in battle.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. October 30th, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D. Pick it up so that we can get a 4, 5, and 6 HD 2D. Especially 5. 5 with 5 is a 10 out of 10 game. The best RPG out there. Highly recommend it. All right. Ash.
Was that originally SNES?
It was originally SNES, which is funny
Okay.
for an SNES game. It was not that great looking. It looked like an
Ooh.
NES game because it came in like
Oh.
early SNES. But then they remade it for DS, where it looks so much better. And there was
Cool.
also a PS2 remake as well. They remade that game twice. DS did come over here in the US. The PS2 version never came over here. The PS2 version was cool too because all the music was orchestrated, which was awesome.
Was the DS version not?
It was not. It went back to MIDI
Bummer.
tracks.
Mm.
Yeah. It's weird. Dragon Quest has a weird thing of certain
Yeah.
versions have orchestrated. Like Dragon Quest
So
8
stupid.
on PS2 only in the US had orchestrated soundtrack. In Japanese it had the MIDI soundtrack. And then the 3DS version has MIDI as well, which is dumb.
why not just combine? Why not just have both in there? No.
Because that guy that was like the composer, he was like a real piece of garbage when it came to like rights and stuff. I think he's
Yeah.
dead now, so that's probably
He
why
is
it's a
dead.
bit more opened.
Oh, I
Towards
didn't
his
know about
like
that.
last years, he was very like he didn't even want the US to have the Dragon Quest 8 orchestrated version. Yeah. And Square Enix convinced them like, hey, like the US people are not gonna buy this game if you have MIDI soundtracks. So then that's why he did that. And they were telling them that this is the direction that games are going to is orchestrated tracks versus MIDI tracks. It's great music. It's very classical. Like the downside for that is I use the Dragon Quest music a lot to put my son to sleep. Then now when I hear certain tunes, I start getting tired because it's very calming. Like the ship sailing theme, very smooth. Like it
Oh,
relaxes
that
that.
one, that one.
Yep,
Yeah.
very relaxing tune. You gotta listen to it. It's different. It's not Uematsu, right? The Uematsu has all these hype tracks, like One Winged Angel, Genova, um, the motorcycle theme. I mean, those are all Final Fantasy VII themes, but there's a lot more that he's done great. Where I forget what his name is now. I can't think of it. But anyways, where Dragon Quest composer. I can't remember. I can't really. I forgot. What's his name? Shoot.
I
I'll
forgot too.
Google it. I know it's gonna bother you. Hang
Yeah,
on.
it is bothering me. I should know. It's like it starts with an S, I think.
Koichi Sugiyama.
Sugiyama. There we
Koichi
go.
Sugiyama.
Yes, where his music is very like deep, like classical music. If you listen to it, you can feel like classical music. If you like classical music, you might not like it. But yeah. All right, Ash. What are you picking up for the Switch 2?
And you're getting
Um,
from GameStop,
Yes.
right?
Oh yeah, I'm getting from GameStop. Yeah, so
Mm.
midnight. This was one rubber.
So lucky.
Anyway,
No,
anyway.
I'm jealous, man. What are you talking about? I have to wait around like a goober for me and Fan got to wait around. Well, maybe not Fan, but I got to wait around like a goober for
We'll see.
UPS and FedEx. Well, you guys are
so
Mario Karting.
basically, I keep forgetting to get the damn screen protector. It's like when James showed his the other day, I was like, oh snap, I
Still right here.
gotta pick
somewhere.
that up. So hopefully before I need to remember and actually buy it, so that way when I get it, I can just apply it right away and don't have to worry about it. And then the other thing I'm picking up is actually the GameCube controller, which I already ordered and stuff. So, because I'm really curious on like if they're going to make that GameCube controller the same quality as like the OG one. I really hope they do. I mean, it's a bit of wishful thinking these days, but it'll be nice if they can. So, and with that, I can actually maybe I'll be able to use that controller with like with my Steam Deck and stuff. If I want to emulate other GameCube games that are not on the Switch too, or something like that. So, looking forward to that. And that's it. That's all I got. Like, I have the least. Fan has the most right now, so he's stacking. He's stacking. He's ready to go. He's ready to rumble. I don't know.
Was it the Switch or Wii U that came out with that GameCube controller for it was Switch, wasn't it?
Wii U. I think it's Wii U.
For
Yeah.
the Smash Bros? You talking about the Smash
Yeah.
Bros?
Yeah,
The
that was
Wii
Wii U, right?
Yeah, Wii U came out with
Okay.
it, and then they just resold it again on when the Switch.
Okay, what was the quality of that? Like, did anybody get that one? I didn't
have
get that.
it. Yeah, it's
I don't
GameCube.
have that.
It's GameCube quality?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because
OG GameCube.
the N64 controller is a little smaller, I feel like, than
Mhm.
the OG N64 controller. So I wonder if it's going to have any kind of reduced dimensions. I hope not. I hope it's, as true to the original as it
Do
can
you
be,
have
but I got one.
an original N64 controller still?
No, I don't.
No, I was gonna say I wonder maybe because your hands are bigger, maybe it feels smaller. Like it's possible.
I
right?
thought I read online that they made it smaller. I could be wrong.
Oh,
though.
okay, gotcha. That's yeah, I can see.
Yeah, it
that
could be
happening.
possible. It's like going back to your old school and you see like the cubbies or whatever and everything
Yeah.
looks so incredibly tiny. It's like, dude, you just got bigger, dude.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm trying to get a macro extra SD card, but not 256. It has to be the 512. And what's funny about this is that this micro SD card I have here, this one's 256. I don't know if you guys can read. No, you guys can't read that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, screw you, webcam.
Take your word for it.
And yeah, and this thing has never filled up my damn Switch because I was mainly a physical game buyer for the most part for the Switch. So it's going to be a bit troublesome when picking up these games for that are game key card only, and with that, when you plug it in, you're gonna have to download the rest of the game anyways and stuff. Like, yeah, it's going to be something, right? And like I kind of like align with James here when it comes to like it's going to be a bit difficult to like have all the games onto one Switch and stuff because of the game key card situation. Do you any of you guys like know the full story on why that is? Because like I think I've seen something to where like Nintendo can only offer the 64 cartridge for the 64 gigabyte cartridge to devs at the moment. I think, right?
Yeah, apparently there's only one cartridge, and it's the
That's what I thought.
60,
Yeah,
64 whatever gigabyte cartridge, and that is it. So you either get
should
that
probably expensive.
cartridge or you get the game key card. There's some people thought there was two cartridges. There's an 8 and a 64, but it's not. There's only a 64 cartridge, and that's it.
You
And
gotta be
This
willing to
entire
pay for that.
yeah, and it looks like it's very expensive.
I
It's
mean,
probably
was it
for
like that back
manufacturing.
in
That
the
way, they don't
Switch
have like
One
a
era?
ton of like inventory they have to worry about.
True. Yeah, there's that too. What
I
were you
mean, like
saying?
the question was that like that back in the Switch One era?
Mm-mm. There was 8, 16, and I think the biggest one was 32. So you had 3 different cartridge size.
You know, I have a hunch that with CD Projekt Red, they probably those carts were probably paid by Nintendo. Honestly,
Mm, mm, I
I
mean,
feel.
it's
I don't know.
possible, but at the same time, I don't think so. Like CD Projekt Red, they also did when they did Witcher 3, they put the whole game on the cart, on a 32 gig cart. So I can
That,
see them, probably doing that because they wanted to, because they're big fans of just preservation in general. I mean, CD Projekt Red, I believe they own or they co-own GOG, so they're big on preservation.
oh, fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
it's like in
makes
their
sense.
launcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and then I'll back off of that claim then, if anything. But okay,
Yeah,
fair. I just wish certain companies will follow suit because like
I hope so too. I mean,
would
game key
would you guys
card.
think would you guys think Sony not Sony Square Enix makes way more money than CD Projekt? You know?
I mean, I think so. Yeah, 'cause CD Projekt Red only does like one game every like 10 years, and
Yeah,
they
you
don't
know.
sell like Grand Theft Auto amounts, so they're not making money with shark cards or whatever the heck they're called in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't know. It's whatever. And honestly, I think it's gonna boil down to like if some of these third party games are gonna come to like PC, like the Steam or something like that, then
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna wind up buying on Steam and stuff. Just because if I'm going to get a digital, I'm also get it somewhere where I can like put mods into it and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Well, without being demonized by Nintendo or something. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I mean, I'm in that situation too. Like, do I buy third party games on Switch 2 or not? Like, I don't know. I'm kind of both. Like Final Fantasy 7 Remake, regardless if it's digital or not, I'm gonna pick it up. Or I say digital or not, regardless if it's physical or not, because of course it's gonna be digital, but regardless if there's a physical cart or not, I'm still gonna pick it up. Rebirth as well. Any Final Fantasy game I probably will, because now I own every single Final Fantasy game on Switch, so I might as well continue that collection. Uh, where on PC, I'll probably pick it up on PC too, just to get the best experience, but I'll still get it on Switch too as well. But yeah, Dragon Quest like 1 and 2, that's one I'm thinking about a lot. Like, do I get it? Do I not? Like, we'll see. We'll see when that time comes. I probably will pick
I
it up
mean,
just so I can have the
I would
physical cart,
I would
or physical
say
box.
I would say like the deal breaker could be if you really want the collector's edition or oopsie. Yeah, you guys can still hear me. If you want the collector's edition or not. Sorry,
Mhm.
my cat knocked out my audio, so I won't be able to hear you after this. But um it just depends, what you want out of it for the most part. And like I feel like with the game key card, at least you'll be able to get something extra if they're willing to do like a collector's edition along with it too. So
Mhm. Yeah, I hear you. All right, Bryant, let's
yeah.
go to you. What did you get?
Yeah, real quick, I want to touch on what Ash was talking about
Mhm.
with Cyberpunk. I think that if this was like Wii U era Nintendo, I could see Nintendo fronting the cost of like discs and stuff, because that's back when they were desperate for third party support. Now they have no incentive. The Switch is sold like gangbusters. The Switch 2 is going to sell like gangbusters.
Mhm.
They have no incentive to try to cut developers deals. Like if they like CD Projekt wants to have Cyberpunk on Switch 2 to sell. Like Nintendo doesn't have to bribe them. Like, oh, we'll pay for this for you. Like, no, they'll make them pay the full
Mhm.
cost, and CD will probably be happy to do so. Um, but in regards to the question of what I'm getting, I have 3 that are in order. I have one from Nintendo, one from Walmart, and one from Target. And I already have sold 2 of my 3 to a couple friends of mine. The last one I'm going to keep. I think I'm going to keep the one from Nintendo. I got the Mario Kart bundle. I got one Pro controller. Got the camera, the official Nintendo one, not the Hori Piranha one, even though that one's cool. I want to have the 1080p. I bought like an extra charger. I bought a standard case. I didn't buy the cube because I don't really travel that often, but I did buy a standard case. I'll get a screen shield too eventually once I see what the available options are for that a little bit down the line. As for games, I upgrade Hogwarts just because that was on sale for $17.99. I wanted to get it for that cheap price because that's a cool game. Um, Mario Kart, obviously, I'm really looking forward to playing Echoes of Wisdom and Link's Awakening, hopefully with the better frame rates. And we already had a big discussion about that last week. We'll see where we end up this time next week, hopefully. And then as for games like Street, and I also want to play like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, definitely, because oh man, I need to finish Tears of the Kingdom, and the performance boost on that for 60 frames is going to be absolutely, it's going to be so cool. As for Cyberpunk 2077, Street Fighter 6, I do want them eventually, just because I think they're going to be really solid ports. I've read really good stuff about them. But after the debacle that Sega had with Sonic X Shadow Generations with the no upgrade thing, I'm really hesitant about buying third-party stuff in general now, just because I don't know how supported it's going to be. But if Sega's the exception and everybody else is offering upgrades like WB did for Hogwarts and all the rest, then maybe I will continue to buy it and I'll upgrade and stuff. But I just think that I'm going to be waiting for sales to come down for those games, though, because I do think they're going to be great ports, and I would like to have them on Switch just to have them. I really think it's cool that CD Projekt Red put all that on cart for Cyberpunk. I think the idea of having a game like that is it just kind of scratches my like an itch from my inner childhood about like I remember when I was, and you guys can all remember this too, being 7, 8, 9, 10 years old and having a Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and it was just this little thing. It didn't even have a backlight, and it was 2D sprites, and it was just really archaic. And I was like, here you have a full blown 2021, 2022 RPG. Go through the cities. It looks a million times better than anything that you played on PlayStation, when you were 9 or 10 years old. Yeah, exactly. Just like James is holding a Game Boy Color right now. And, I remember getting that. Yeah, you can see it. I remember getting that Christmas, I want to say 1998, along with Tetris DX, I think it was called, and Game & Watch Gallery 2, I want to say. And yeah, oh, it's classic. Yeah, it's great. But yeah, so I do think I'm gonna pick up Cyberpunk eventually, but for now it's gonna be just Mario Kart, and yeah, it's not a cell phone, James. I'm gonna pick up. I'm just gonna do my Mario Kart, play with you guys. I'll pick up the Mario Kart, or excuse me, the Mario Party Jamboree when that upgrade comes out. I'll pick up that Kirby DLC when that comes out, because that Kirby game is just a gem. I already own it. I finished it. Will you quit showing this stuff? Like, you're distracting me from my spiel, James. And all the upgrades that come down the line I'll pick up. But yeah, just I cannot stress enough how much I'm looking forward to this launch and getting rid of this 2017 hardware. I can't wait to upgrade.
You had me going through all my stuff now. I had to see what I had here.
That wasn't an invitation for show and tell, James. I was just telling you what my plans were. It doesn't mean let's
Your
get
plan
out my
should be to play
entire
this game. This is actually one of the best games ever made.
Tailspin. Is
Yeah.
that available in that Disney Afternoon collection or no?
It is not. I was very disappointed that
bummer.
it wasn't in there. It is. It's actually pretty awesome. It's cool. You
Yep.
you play as Baloo, of course. The
Pilot, yeah.
the pilot, and you kind of go through just levels, and it's kind of like a side scroller action, I guess, game. Really fun. I enjoyed it.
Tailspin.
And yeah.
Yo.
Well, it's funny because the music in there is from different franchises. So like, there's a underwater level, and it's a Little Mermaid under the sea theme song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. It's like
Yeah,
a Smash Brothers thing, like crossing worlds.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. It was fun. I played that like a lot. My dad used to get annoyed because I always did the water level first, and he used to hate it because it was always the under the sea song.
That damn crab.
But yeah, I'm kind of like basically like everybody else. I got the Switch 2 from Best Buy. Got the GameCube controller. Super excited for that. I am excited to see how it feels compared to the Smash controller, to see like, if it is smaller, kind of like, I doubt it'll be smaller, but if it is smaller or somehow different from the actual original GameCube controller. If anything, I think it might be a little bit bigger because it had to fit the which is weird. They have the ZL button, even though technically that is the L button on modern controls. So like at the top, this is the Retro Fighters controller, but the blue button right would have been Z. But in this case, when you're in Switch mode, it says Z. It says ZR and ZL, and then these are your LNRs. Where this is LNR or LNR, and then this is ZL and ZR. So they'd reverse the what's it called? The the names, I guess, if you want to call it, on the controller, which is weird. But I assume they'll operate kind of like how it's supposed to. I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna work. But anyways, what they did for the button on the left is they made it also smaller. So the Z button on the right is a full Z button, but the one on the left is like very small. And then of course they added a capture button at the top, kind of similar to what this has, or not the capture button. I'm sorry, the game chat button at the top there. But anyways, yeah, I got the GameCube controller. Bravely Default 2, or Bravely Default, I'm sorry, Remaster. I got that. Suikoden 1 and 2. I decided to get the Switch 2 version. That one doesn't have a $10 upgrade, which is kind of lame. I don't know why, but it doesn't have an upgrade. And then Street Fighter 6. How to get Street Fighter 6, of course. I debated on Cyberpunk, but then I was like, you know what? I don't even know if I really will play it. I kind of wanted to buy it just for benchmarking purposes to kind of see where it's at graphically, but then I don't even own it on PC. So I'm gonna just have to take fans' word for it. And then when I
Yeah.
do a video, I'll just say, hey, just take fans' word. That's it. Maybe I'll have you.
Because I own it on PC. So.
Maybe I'll have you record like a small 10-minute clip of you comparing the two, or something like that. We'll see. We'll see what we do there. But that's pretty much it. I am excited to do Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Of course, if you're a Nintendo Switch Online member, you get those for free. So that's not going to be an issue in terms of buying that. Hogwarts Legacy, I did also buy that. I think we all bought it when it was on sale. And then they announced, of course, the $10 upgrade, which is pretty awesome. Going back to Suikoden, I'm kind of disappointed they didn't announce a $10 upgrade. That's actually why I waited for quite some time, because I was hoping that they would announce a $10 upgrade. But then I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't even own the game on Switch, so what's the point of doing that? And it never goes on sale. I think the cheapest it was $40, which is what I paid for the Switch 2 version, because you got a $10 discount. You got a $10 discount if you bought it before launch. So if you want Suikoden 1 and 2, if you buy it today, it's still $10 cheaper than launch day. Launch day will be $10 more. What else? Mario Kart World, of course. The bundle comes with Mario Kart World. So I picked that up. I will pick up Donkey Kong. I didn't get it right now because it's still, another month away. So I was like, you know what? I don't really need to buy that right now. Jamboree, of course, I'll pick up, but that's in August. So, we can wait on that. It's pretty awesome, though. Jamboree's looking good. They added some new features in there. There is actually a video on Nintendo's YouTube channel that kind of explains all the new stuff that's coming out, which is pretty awesome. I highly recommend watching it. I do like that they added like a new like a not a co-op mode, but like a 2v2 mode, which is pretty cool. What else? They showed off like some of the new mini games of mouse control and all that other stuff that they're adding to it. And yeah, improved fidelity, graphics, stuff like that. The other game is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Of course, that comes out later on too. I'll eventually pick that up. We haven't seen much outside of the Nintendo Treehouse, so I assume the closer we get to like the release date, we'll probably see more. Don't forget that we have Summer Game Fest on next Friday, which we will talk about a little bit before we end the podcast, and kind of give predictions there. But I completely forgot about that because I was so excited for the Nintendo Switch 2. The Summer Game Fest is Friday. Luckily, I'm off Friday, so I will be streaming it. If everybody else is down for it, we'll all be doing a group stream and kind of like, seeing our live reactions for that. But Nintendo will be appearing in Summer Game Fest this year. Whether there's going to be new announcements or showing what we already have seen, we have yet to be seen. But I am excited to see what Nintendo's going to be showing off there. Hopefully, some more good stuff. Hopefully, we see more Final Fantasy VII Remake, because Square Enix is going to be there as well. I just want to see some more.
Square Enix is there. It means Chrono Trigger HD 2D confirmed. Final Fantasy 13 Trilogy confirmed. Kingdom Hearts 4 release date confirmed. That's what it means. Obviously.
No, it's gonna be some game that nobody wants from Square
It's gonna
Enix.
be something like
Foam Stars
I'm
2.
trying to think.
Even though Foam Stars
What'd you
1
say?
Foam Stars 2.
Yeah, Foam Stars 2. What's like another like really like I'm trying to think of like a really kind of meh Square game from like the PlayStation 2 era that's like wouldn't make me excited, because like if they said like Unhander's coming back, I would be, oh my god, I would jump through the roof in excitement. If they said like Bushido Blade was coming back, that'd be cool.
Didn't Square do the Bouncer as well? Wasn't that from them?
Yeah, Bouncer wasn't great. If they did, even if they did a Bouncer
Mm-hmm.
remaster, I guess that would be kind of weak. But I'd be kind of curious about that too. But it'll be stuff we don't care about. It'll be like you said, Foam Stars 2 level, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll be Foam Stars 2, and it's gonna be, they're gonna call it the
More foam.
yeah, more foam or something. It's gonna be, they're gonna come out and specifically say that this is the Splatoon killer. That's what's gonna happen.
Yep.
But anyways, yeah, they're gonna show off some more stuff, so we'll have to wait to see what they announce there. But that's pretty much all I picked up. I didn't pick up a case because I have the Tom Talk case somewhere. I have it like in my bag somewhere, or I have it somewhere. Where it will fit the Switch 2. I usually put my ROG Ally X in there. So I was like, you know what, I really don't need another case, but we'll see. I might buy a case anyways, because sometimes I don't want to carry my Tom Talk bag, and I'll carry this in my book bag. So I got to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm probably wait a little bit before I buy a case. What I do need though is game cases, because I have so many cartridges and I have so many loose cartridges in my Switch case right now that I definitely need a game case. I wanted the Genki. They have like basically they have a game case that's the size of a Switch case, but it fits, I forgot how many games. I think it's like 18 per game, something like that. I forgot what it is, but basically on the inside, where it's all like Switch cases, it's just, you know, Switch game slots all across, and it's, I think 3 of them is $10. So it does a total of like 36. So I think it's what, like 12 per. I don't remember exactly the number, but I do know it comes with 3 game cases. I was like, man, that's a good deal, but it's $10 plus you got to pay for shipping. And I was like, you know what, I'll just wait and see if I want anything else from Genki. That, and I, with the whole lawsuit going on with them, we don't even know if they're still gonna exist, unfortunately, because I think they make some pretty cool stuff, but we don't know if they're gonna exist after the lawsuit that Nintendo's doing on them. But yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, the Pro Controller. I also picked up the Pro Controller. Can't forget that. I'm excited to test out the Pro Controller
Hope the
because
D-pad's better.
I hope so too. I hope it's better than this. Like, it's hard to beat this. Granted, this is the same price, and like the back buttons to me is not a deal breaker. Like, I do like how these are, fun fact, I don't even use these, but I do like how these are metal. It's just, if it feels like this or as good as this, maybe the thumbsticks. I really love the thumbsticks. Then I'll be happy. The only negative I have for this controller is when you're switching from device to device is very slow, where the 8-bit do is like instant. That's it. But that is pretty much everything I'm getting for the Nintendo Switch 2. Of course, a lot more to come. I'm super excited for GameCube. Like, who's not excited to play some more Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2? I will be playing those on live stream just to kind of test it out, see how they look, how it runs, all that other good stuff. I do like that N64 is giving the rewind function, so we will be able to rewind
CRT
games.
filter.
Yeah, CRT filter as well, which what's it called? What was I playing yesterday? Capcom Fighting Collection 2. How
That
they
has a
added the
good filter to
CRT
it.
filter. Yeah, even the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, the CRT filters in those are really good. It made me fall in love with it. If it's as good as those, then I think I'll be playing pretty much every N64 game all over with that CRT filter. It's a little bit of that nostalgia. Playing with the CRT filter, and if it's done well, gives you that nostalgia effect. I did not like the filter. I'm not sure if any of you guys tried it yet.
Remaster?
Yeah, and the Pixel Remaster. I don't like any
Yeah,
of
no,
those.
it's not good.
Yeah,
No.
it's weird. It's just kind of like meh. I do change the font to classic font though. I think it looks better with classic font. But outside of that, nah, forget that.
I have a news story I think we should talk about. I don't know if it's on the docket or not, but I think it's
What's
worth
up?
mentioning. All those Persona 4 voice actors making really weird posts.
Yeah.
I don't get, it was Yuri, whatever his name is, Amanda Wynn Lee, Yuri plays Yosuke, Amanda Wynn Lee plays Yukiko,
Chie.
and then and that Chie's voice actress, I don't remember what her name was. They're all posting like, I tried to be in the Persona 4 remake, but I was denied. And it's like, if it was just like some random voice actor that did that, like the person that plays Chie, like I don't mean to demean her. It's just like I've heard of Amanda Winley, I've heard of Yura, I've never heard of the lady that plays Chie. And I think Chie probably gives the most important performance out of all three of them. Honestly, I think her performance is the most iconic. But like if she would have said that, and I never really heard of her, I'd be like, okay, that was just kind of like a rookie mistake. Maybe she's not a big gamer, she doesn't know that this game isn't announced yet. But the fact that Yuri said that, and he's such a prolific voice actor. The fact that Amanda Win Lee said that, who's also a prolific voice actor, said that, like, there's NDAs with this kind of stuff. Like, you would think they would know better than to do that.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like one off. I'm like, okay, that was a mistake. But three of them, kind of, I don't know. There's something kind of weird about that I think needs to be discussed. That maybe, I mean, obviously, they. I mean, obviously this game is coming out, but the fact that they're going out of their way to saying they're not in it, like, it's almost makes me believe that they are in it or something like that. Like, I don't know. It's really weird.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Well,
Summer Game Fest, and Atlas is not on there. I mean, I guess Sega's on there, but usually
Yeah.
they put Atlas out like, separate, because then that would mean it's coming soon. And I think we talked about it, that there was a semi leak of Persona 4 being remade. Go ahead, Ash. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, for one thing, it's kind of expected for like the entire English voice cast to be replaced, since they already did it for Persona
Persona
3.
3.
I mean, they're not
Yeah.
they're not really replaced. They more like they grab a whole bunch of the older voice actors that were part of the original cast and put them as like supporting characters and stuff. So, for like a good example, already forgot his name, but the old voice for Akihiko, what's his name?
Liam O'Brien,
Liam O'Brien. Liam O'Brien now voices as
the cop.
Officer Officer Kurosaki from Persona 3 and stuff. And I can go even further in where they had Michelle something. What's her name? Oh crap. I'm forgetting my actors' names, but she was the old voice of Yukari. Now she voices as the antique shop lady in Persona 3. So,
Hmm.
and what's interesting here is that the fact they're not in Persona, that the three prolific actors are not in the game at all. I was expecting them to at least be thrown into like as a support character in for remake. It's kind of interesting. I kind of want to see why they did that, especially for Yuri, because Yuri's like one of the more well-known voice actors back in the day. So I'm kind of surprised that they're not even having him even do like a voice as like a supporting background character or something like that. That's interesting to me.
Well, I mean, we don't know if they're gonna do that, because the actors of Persona 3 had said the same thing, that they weren't reprising their roles, but they never said that they were doing supporting roles. And then we found out later when the game came out that they did supporting roles in there. So it could
Wait,
be the same
so
thing.
Brian, what did the actor say exactly?
All three of them basically said the same thing, that they
Mhm.
all approached that they want to be clear, because people have been approaching them that they're not in the Persona 4 remake, and it's not from a lack of trying. That they basically all said kind of a thing like that they were being pressured by people to address it, and then they just want to say that they tried their hardest and they're not going to be in the Persona 4 remake. And Chie's
Yeah.
especially breaks my heart, because I really
So-
I love her voice performance in that game.
That's a bit different. So if they're not going
What's
to
up,
be in
David?
the
Welcome
game,
to the
that means
podcast, man.
they're not really going to be casted at all in the game. They're not going to be playing as like a supporting character, which brings to my point where I'm like, that's interesting with the way they're doing the casting choices now. Because like I said in Persona 3, they weren't the older cast members weren't able to reprise their roles as the main cast, but they were able to get roles as supporting characters and stuff for 3 Reloaded and stuff. So that right there, what just happened, is interesting. And
Yeah, it's very interesting.
They could have lied. Who knows?
Yeah.
Especially Yuri. I'm surprised Yuri didn't get some sort of form of like role in.
No, I think
for a remake.
Yuri was legit, because he even deleted his posts. That he
Oh, that's
did.
interesting.
Yeah, because he did 2 separate posts. He did one saying that he begged, and they said,
Begged?
then yeah, and I was like, okay,
Insane.
I mean, it's one of those things that I like the original voice cast, and it's very iconic, but at the same time, I
To be
also
clear, are we
get
talking
it.
about Golden or
Mhm.
OG? We're talking about Golden, right?
Golden, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. I never played OG, and I know
Okay.
GA had a different voice actress
Yes, it's
for
totally different.
yeah.
Totally different from the original.
But like I like that cast, but I also get it.
Mm.
Like you gotta give some new people some,
Troy Baker,
Well, yeah, Troy Baker was what's his name?
Kanji.
Kanji. But
Kanji.
so my thing with Troy Baker, and no offense, like I don't really know the guy, but I do feel personally, and this could be me not knowing him and me being wrong. I do feel like it almost seems like he feels like he's too big to be a part of games like that now. Like he didn't reprise his role as Yuri. Apparently they asked him and he said no. Um, in Tales of Vesperia, and he was the main character, Yuri, there. And I was like, oh, come on, like he was the highlight of that. And it's like
Well,
he started with those games. Like he was iconic as Kanji, Yuri from Tales of Vesperia, and Snow from Final Fantasy 13. And then it's like once he started doing Last of Us and all
He's
these
too
other
big now.
things, yeah, now he's too big. It's like nah, I'm beyond that.
I mean,
That's what I feel. Hmm.
to shed some light a little bit on that. The main thing with Troy Baker is that he's mainly like a union actor, and he typically costs a lot more money compared to other
That's
actors
true.
when
Hmm.
doing roles as well. The same thing happened with Laura Bailey, if you guys remember her back in the
Yeah.
day and stuff. She does still does roles every now and then, but I'm pretty sure her main thing is doing Critical Role on Twitch and stuff. So, and that's like one of the most popular D&D stuff ever and stuff.
Hmm.
So, and she's doing that along with Matthew Mercer, which Matthew Mercer is the guy that's kind of like taking over the roles that Troy Baker used to did
Yep.
back then as
Vincent
well.
Valentine.
Yeah. So, um,
Did
if
Vincent?
anything,
He did
I feel like also with
Leon,
Troy, he
right?
was kind of, ooh, huh?
Oh no, no, he wasn't. Wasn't he he was I think Matt Mercer, wasn't he Leon in 6, but then he wasn't in the 2 and 4 remake. I believe so. Or
Probably,
maybe
I wasn't
I'm confusing him with somebody else. Let me see.
at this point. Matthew Mercer's kind of everywhere these days, and it's just with Troy. I've been following him for a bit now, and like he wanted to go to in a different direction to like be more passionate on certain projects where he can like put his foot into it. There was
Hmm.
that one particular game that he was on before last no no not before Last of Us. It was like an indie game, I think, and I think it took place in space or something. It was like a mainly a story-based game. I forget what it was called, but I think the
Yeah,
game was already out.
that's funny. Yeah, because he's in Boruto. He's Yamato, where Troy
Yeah.
Baker did Yamato in Naruto. Same thing. Yeah, he replaced basically all of Troy Baker's things.
Yeah,
Because
but can you guys recall that one game where, like, I think the game I think it takes place in space, and like apparently the game was like heavily story driven. I forgot what the game is called. I know it's an indie studio that did it. I just forgot what it was, man. And I remember the presentation too because it was Troy Baker coming out along with like I think the head director or something like that, talking about the game, and then once they were done talking, they walked away, showed the trailer. I mean, I forgot, man. Shit. Yeah. I think that was the last time he ever like did voice acting for like a game and stuff. So he really wants to be like more focused on like certain projects that he actually cares about these days. So
he used Law in One Piece. Let me see. Why can't I find video games? There we go. Oh, he's Fei Long in Street Fighter 4. Oh, he's Edge Maverick. I did not know that. He was Edge in Star Ocean: The Last Hope. I did not know he did that.
It's fun looking at that sometimes. Like, oh, I didn't realize that was him that voiced that.
Yeah.
for
Oh, so
me,
he
for
was
me,
Leon only in Resident Evil 6.
it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking through like his list of everything that he was there. There's a lot of things that I didn't know he was. Like Fei Long, did I know? Oh, I didn't realize he's Crom in Fire Emblem Awakening. Wow. He's Alvin in Tales of Zillia.
I'm thinking, I think Laura Bailey was voice act as one of the characters in Last of Us. I think.
Yeah, she's Abby, I think.
Yep, right here.
Isn't
Like
she?
he did, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. He was Kanji. Right then
Oh, interesting.
right. Troy Baker stopped doing Kanji. Yeah, in Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth, he was also Kanji. Yep. That changed everything. That's, yeah, I don't know. I just hate that. He's Lao. In Xenoblade Chronicles X, I did not know that. What else is he? Oh yeah, he was Pain because I think Troy Baker was also Pain. I believe wasn't
Yeah.
he? Because he was. I think Troy Baker was Pain in Naruto Shippuden, as well as Yamato, I believe. Or maybe some
Once upon a time, I think he did Joker once.
Troy Baker did do Joker in Arkham Origins.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
where and then what's his name? Sonic did Batman. What's his name?
Oh, Roger Craig Smith.
Yes, Roger Craig Smith did Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was also Ryuma in Fire Emblem Fates. I did not know that. Don't tell me he's in like every Fire Emblem game. I just didn't know. Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yeah, the only time I got to meet him was like during my first year at an anime con. Back in like how long ago was it? It was 2012 or something like that. I have to look back on my photos, but yeah, he was there at the convention and stuff. I wanted him to sign my Catherine PS3 copy and stuff, and I also had him and I also recorded too. I asked him if he can do the Catherine yell in the areas, and then he's like, yeah, sure, absolutely. Then I pulled out the phone. He said Catherine, and he's like, man, just like the intro. I love it. It's amazing. And then I think the guy before me, he was even more bold. He had Troy Baker to sign the Vincent's pink polka dot underwear that you can only get through the one of the limited editions. Which I'm like, that's insane.
Oh, that's the main character for Catherine, right? Vincent. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Vincent
forgot.
Brooks, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what his name was. I haven't played that game. And I probably know
You should.
we'll get to it. Honestly
Sure,
speaking,
man.
I probably will never get
It's a
to
fun
it.
puzzle game. You should. It's a fun puzzle game. What's going on?
If it's a puzzle game, then I might have to look into it because I love you know me. I love me some puzzle games.
Yeah, you're just moving blocks and climbing up the tower, and it gets harder, obviously. But there's certain physics that kind of defy it, and it kind of takes a small inspiration from that one game. So it starts with a Q. Hubert? Is it called Hubert? Hubert.
There is a Qbert game. Yeah.
That's an arcade game.
Yeah.
That's like old.
Yeah, and yeah, I
Like
think it
old.
took. I think actually now I'm looking at it. I'm pretty sure it took like a good amount of inspiration from this game actually, because like the way the layout is, yeah, similar.
Okay.
Well, Hubert's like
Really
isometric.
Yeah, so is Catherine. So
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. So if anything, I definitely give it a try. I mean, I'm pretty sure the game is also on Steam as well. And is it on Switch? I'm not too sure.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably play on Switch too, and maybe brute force the performance on it. Who knows? So
I guess my only fear for a Persona 4 remake is the music. I always get afraid because like the music is so good in Persona 4. Granted, like I didn't know much about Persona 3, but I do like
Threes
a
is
lot
awesome.
of the new 3 Reload music. Like
Right.
they added some really good tracks in there. So I'm kind of curious to see what they'll do with 4 because 4 has some really
You're
good
right.
music.
the way I want them to approach like the music for Persona 4 reframe or whatever they're gonna call it, whatever they're gonna call it. But I would say I want them just to mainly just do like new music for like the new singer and stuff, right? Because I feel like when they did like Mass Destruction for Reloaded along with other things, I feel like, I mean, it could be the nostalgia me saying I don't like the new one, but it's just like the certain notes he was trying to hit for the new one versus the old singer that did the old one. It doesn't hit the same, right? And I feel like the new stuff, like It's Going Down Now or The Color of Your Night, those are amazing. I'm like, bro, it can probably wipe the floor with majority of the music in the OG Persona 3, man. That was nuts. So hopefully they can come out with like more new bangers for Persona 4 than they do for like
But don't get rid of
don't
get rid of some of the songs because like you got Heartbeat? Is it called right? Is it
Heartbeat?
Yeah.
Yeah, Heartbeat. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they can get like the older singer to do it, like come on, do it. Come on, bring it back. Let's do a new one. Like
What's
come
the other
on,
one?
man. Because
What's the other town song? Because there's that one. There's
Your Affection.
yes, that one too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
That one was
that
good
one's good.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really good. Listen. I don't want them to mess that up, bro.
Signs of love. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
that
dun.
one too, man. Oh, such a good soundtrack.
Yeah,
The
they
other one that was
all
for Golden, the Surprise Attack song for Golden, is it Time to Make History? Or is that the regular
That's like
attack?
yeah, I think it's the time to make history. It goes dun dun dun. Ugh, crap. I'm not good with like notes, but
Yeah, I'm trying to
does it start with. Does it like remind you of like Scooby Doo a little bit? Like it goes dun 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 dun. Dun. I don't know.
yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
yeah, that is Time to Make History, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah. That
I
one,
face stuff. Dun, dun, I
Yeah, that's the
reached out for
original
the
attack.
truth.
Or
Dun,
that's
dun, dun,
the regular
dun,
attack,
dun.
yeah. Yeah, Reach Out for
listen,
the Truth. Isn't that what that one's
Yeah,
called? Yeah.
yeah.
if the new singer for the songs we're talking about can like hit those notes even better, like do a better version and stuff, then I'm all down for it. So far, like for what they showed, especially in Persona 3 Reload, I feel like, I mean, she tried, but I feel like how her voice was made wasn't like made for those kinds of songs. It was more better for like more chill songs. Like they're not for more chill songs because there's it's going down now.
Mhm.
She did amazing in that. It's more like, listen, you got to like utilize your voice better for like new stuff, right? Like do it that way, you know.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah, I'll Face Myself is another one that was good. The boss song. Like, just don't.
yeah.
I feel like it's
I
one of those.
like
Just
that
don't change the
one.
music.
I like that one. It was great, but like I wouldn't put it on like on the top of my list for that one. I don't know.
Really, I like that one a lot.
I
Like that.
don't know, bro. I keep listening to that. I'm like, I'm like, it's cool. I don't
Wow,
know.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite tracks in there. I was gonna say, yeah, Persona 4. We'll see if there's a remake announced at Summer Game Fest. Atlas is not on the list, but Sega is, so we don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. Bringing it back to Nintendo Switch, some more Nintendo Switch 2 stuff that was announced. We did get a Pokemon Legends ZA also release date, which is kind of funny because they didn't really do like a direct yet, but there was a direct announced in July. So very soon, in a couple of months, there will be a direct covering things Pokemon. I assume there's going to be Pokemon Legends ZA. The other Pokemon game that they have, I think they have like what, 2 other Pokemon games, I believe, that are coming out on Switch. One of them is supposed to be the original turn-based battle system, but it's only online. Think of like Pokemon Coliseum, where you can move over your Pokemon that you have and they fight in there, and then you can be competitive and all that other good stuff there. And that's going to be like in partnership with like Legends ZA, so they can kind of explore and do different types of battle systems while also having a way for fans to continue playing the OG Pokemon experience and be competitive in that way, which is kind of cool. But yeah, there was that one, and I want to say there was another one they announced. I don't know why I can't really think what it was. Because at the last Pokemon Presents, I could have sworn they did 3, but maybe not. I could have been wrong there. But anyways, yeah, Pokemon Legends ZA coming out in October. I'm excited for it. They showed off the new box art. Amazing. Like, looks nothing like any other Pokemon box art, and I think it looks pretty cool. I really do like that box art that they did there. And I'm excited for ZA. Different battle system. Still recommend Bryant trying Pokemon Legends Arceus before it comes out. I mean, there is no upgrades, unfortunately, on Switch 2, not that we know of.
Maybe one day.
Maybe if it is, then I highly recommend it because Pokemon Legends Arceus, I think is something that you would really like. It's just good. It's not open world; it's more open zone. So you have separate zones that are pretty big, but they're not like huge. Where they're not like Breath of the Wild huge, right? They're just like these zones that you can explore and stuff like that. And the story is pretty good too. I really enjoyed the story. I don't think you really
Only
need to know
Scarlet and
much about
Violet
Pokemon.
ran just as good.
Yeah, right. It will soon though, because they did actually show off some new screenshots of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I will say this, it looks better. They did clarify that Scarlet and Violet will now have a further out draw distance. And you will no longer see that like how the Pokemon in the background will run like at like 2 frames per second. You won't see that anymore. Everything will be at a steady frame rate. They still haven't confirmed if it's 30 or 60. I'm assuming it's 60 because Pokemon Legends ZA is definitely 60. So why would they not put 60 on that? But we have to wait and see for that one as well. And then Nintendo has updated the Nintendo Switch app for mobile, which they kind of changed it a little bit. They added some new features, such as if you take a video recording or a screenshot, it will now be uploaded to a cloud service where it pretty much stores 100 of your screenshots or videos. And after that is done, it kind of writes over it. It only works with the Switch 2, though, but it will allow you to automatically upload it there and keep it there until you kind of write over it, which I think is pretty neat because, as it is with the OG Switch, if you want to do any of that stuff, you have to manually move everything over to your phone, which is very annoying. I know it's annoying because when I did my videos on Pokemon Legends Arceus and I had to get the videos from that, yeah, I had to go ahead and move over like a good 10, 15 videos, and it took forever to do that. Same thing with Dragon Quest Builders too, because I did video on that as well. But it is nice to see that Nintendo Switch 2 will allow you to go ahead and automatically do that, and you can access it from your phone. So similar to how PlayStation's doing it and how Xbox has been doing it for quite some time now. I feel like there's something else that updated it. I can't remember now. I think that was it. Other than that, like if you look at the Nintendo Switch app, Zelda Notes is there. So I don't know if you have the Nintendo Switch app, but if you look at it, you can see Zelda Notes. I can actually show real quick.
The Nintendo, I don't know if I don't remember if you said this, but the Nintendo Switch Online app, like I don't know what you call it, like the red icon on the Nintendo Switch, it
No,
updated so it has a dark mode
oh
now.
yeah, that yeah. I thought you were
Mhm.
talking about meaning something. That has. I was actually gonna get into that in a second.
Okay.
So if you go to the Nintendo Switch app, Zelda Notes is there, and if you press on Zelda Notes, this is what you get. You gotta
June
wait till
5th,
June
deal with
5th.
it.
So you can't really do anything in Zelda Notes yet, but it is there. What else? I think that's really it. Everything else has been there. Like the friend list, I feel like the friend list was already there. I could be wrong. The ability to add friends has always been there. I know some outlets are saying that's a brand new feature. It's not. It's been there. I know it is because I've used it to add people on here. So yeah, they're all liars. They're saying it's, I'm just kidding. They probably just don't know because nobody uses that app. um, yeah, going back to what Bryant said, the Nintendo Switch app on the Switch now has a dark mode, which is nice. Looks great. They changed the layout to a little bit. It's supposed to be kind of now more in line with how the Switch 2 is going to look, which is nice. I think it looks a lot more presentable. It doesn't look very
The
basic because
refresh looks really professional. Looks really
exactly.
solid.
Yeah,
Mhm.
everything on the Switch just seems very like, I don't know, flat.
Made over.
I just feel like it's just flat. Like there's no design to
Mm.
it. It's just like somebody went into Photoshop and just did like flat layers and just called it a day. Like it looks like the stuff when I was originally going to college for graphic design, like the first things that I made, and I thought it was amazing. That's what that looks like. Where now the newer stuff looks a lot better overall. So glad they did that. A lot of small updates that they did here for the Nintendo Switch. A good send off. Very sad send off.
You know what's really crazy? I just it just kind of popped in my head. I don't know why, but
Mm-hmm.
if the Switch 2 has a similar lifespan as the Switch 1, I'll be almost 50 years old when the next one comes out, and that really kind of fills me with dread for some reason.
Oh man.
Anyways,
To wait, yeah, good way to think about that. Like, yeah, that's another 8 years. Oof.
yeah,
I don't even know how gaming is gonna. I can't even think past 8 years. Like in 8 years, a lot has changed in gaming in general. Like, who
true.
knows what's gonna happen there? Will 8K actually be big? Because I feel like 4K has still been the biggest thing for quite some time now.
Yeah.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe PS3 was able to do 4K Blu-ray, right? But couldn't play games in 4K.
No, I thought that was PS4 that could do 4K Blu-ray. I don't think PS3 could do 4K
Maybe you're
Blu-ray.
right. Yeah, maybe you're right. It was PS4. I think. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, so PS4 was able to do
Or no,
4K
wait,
Blu-ray, but
wasn't it
couldn't
the
play games.
PS4 Pro that could do 4K Blu-ray, or was it could the standard PS4 do it as well? I
I
don't
thought the
remember. I need
standard
to look that
PS4
up.
can do it, but it couldn't do games in 4K. But you could be right on that.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Did PS4 play 4K Blu-rays? No, including the. Oh no. play standard. Neither did the Pro. So
Really?
nothing ever could play 4K. So is the disk
what?
drive
The
in the
Xbox,
5 the first one?
I think the
The
Xbox Series
Xbox.
X was the only one that was
Yeah.
able to do it. Maybe that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was.
I think that is correct because now that I remember buying my I said Series X again, the Xbox One X. I remember buying the Xbox One X, and I specifically bought The Last Jedi in 4K to watch it on there. And
Nice.
big waste of money. I wasn't a Last Jedi fan, me personally.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
Yeah. Anyways, that's beside the
That's
point.
another topic.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
That's another podcast.
Summer Game Fest predictions. What do we think is going to be shown at Summer Game Fest from anybody? It doesn't have to only be Nintendo. From anybody. I know we already mentioned
Kojima's
Everything
gonna
coming
make
from
an
Square.
appearance.
Huh?
Yeah, Chrono Trigger.
You said what? Kojima? What?
Kojima's gonna make an appearance. He's
yeah.
gonna
Oh,
show
for
up.
sure.
He already said he is.
Oh,
He's going to have an hour
yeah.
segment. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's a 2 hour event, and then 1 hour is Kojima. Yeah,
exactly. It's gonna be funny. I mean, we already know the game's coming out right this year. I forgot the release date.
no, I feel like there's not a lot of games coming out this year that we know of yet. Like we know Ghost of Yotai,
Death Stranding.
Death
Talking about
Stranding.
Death Stranding.
Oh, you said Death Stranding? I thought you said, do we already know a game? Yeah, Death Stranding's coming out in August, I believe, right? August?
I thought it was sooner than that, isn't it? Or was it August?
No, we gotta see Death Stranding 2.
I'm looking it up.
And
I
I've yet to play.
Oh, yeah,
the
June
retro stuff
26th.
for
June
this.
26th.
Oh,
Shoot,
what?
Same day as Front Mission 3. That also just got
Nice.
announced.
Wait, two's coming out like less than a
In
month.
like a month. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay.
So
Wow.
excited.
Shoot. I just realized that, yeah. Well, I still gotta play Death Stranding 1, so I'm good. I can hold off on it.
Yeah,
probably just
yeah.
watch
I can't wait to
same.
watch you play that. That'd be a
Yeah.
great stream. I'll be all over watching you play that.
I should. I have it. I think. Do I have it downloaded? I was gonna minimize Discord, but I can't because I know shut off the screen. But I think I have it downloaded on the PC. Maybe it's my Steam Deck or ROG Ally. I have it downloaded.
It plays great on the Steam Deck.
Yeah, I think it might be the ROG Ally X because I had it through. It was free from Epic Game Store.
Epic Game Store. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's how I have it. Yeah, I gotta play through it. Maybe I'll stream it. We'll see. I gotta wait for my Switch 2 hype to die down, and then we'll see what I
Yes.
stream. I'm so excited too because Front Mission 3 is coming out. You know what's
So good.
crazy is they said they were working on it, and that was it. Like we never knew if it was going to be a legit thing.
Oh, here's the release date.
And it just popped up. Like here's a trailer. Here's a release date. Oh man, I have so much memories. Has anybody here played Front Mission games except for me and Bryant? Because I know you said you played 3.
Yep.
Fan Ash, have you guys haven't?
Nope.
So tactical RPG.
It's a mech Fire Emblem basically.
Yeah, basically.
Oh,
yeah.
that's why. That's
I
why
know,
I'm having.
I know Fan say he's not a tactical RPG fan, but you know, it's pretty fun because you can get out of the Wanzer as the human and like go into other Wanzers if you want to. You don't want to do that though. You want to keep your Wanzer. And you kind of customize them. You give them like, kind of like Armored Core. You give them left arm, right arm. You have a weight limit and all
You
that.
can
other
blow
good
off
stuff.
arms, blow
Yep.
off legs, and
Yep,
it's all
different
strategy.
weapons and guns. Yeah, you gotta choose if you want your character to have a shotgun. A shotgun would do more damage, but it also has spread damage. A machine gun won't do as much damage, but it could be also more direct. You have a sniper that only hits one, but more than likely will like knock out an arm, but it's also like 50% accuracy, which technically in everything is 50% accuracy, I like to say. Because you either hit or you don't, right? So that's just me. But yeah, from Mission 3, I highly recommend it. Really good story too. There is 2 paths you can take.
Yep.
It's the Emma path, and I forgot what the other girl's name is.
Okay, don't ask me that. It's been so long since I played
Yeah,
that.
it's
But
been
you're
a
right. There
long
is 2
time.
paths. Remember that.
Yeah. Because I remember me and my best friend at the time, we did this separate paths. He did one path, I
Oh,
did
nice.
the other path. And then we kind of like would talk to each other, but oh yeah, in my path we did this, and he would tell me what was going on with his, which was kind of cool. But yeah, I highly recommend it. Really, really good game. Probably the best Front Mission game, in my opinion, out of all the Front Mission games. 4 was pretty good too. I do recommend 4 as well, but I think 3 was still better overall. But yeah, as far as predictions, I think a new Sonic game.
That's safe, I'd say.
Because Sega hasn't really announced anything Sonic, so yeah, why not? Frontiers is how many years old
I
now?
like
2?
Frontiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 or 3, I think. Yeah.
Oh, maybe we might get Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, there
Don't
you go.
say
A
that.
remaster for
Don't
that
say
remake.
that.
Yeah.
Don't say that, man.
Kind of an interesting note about Sonic Heroes is that came out in 04, I want to
Mhm.
say, and I was working at GameStop at the time, and we had a demo kiosk, and I just heard that Sonic Heroes theme song on loop.
Hero.
Sonic Heroes. It was just
Yeah.
like burned in my head. So that I kind of have a little gripe with that game for that. But I thought the game was fun. It was very colorful. It was a nice little fun game, but that theme song was brutal
What's
after like
funny
8
is
hours.
my brother, everybody here knows as Shuzaku. He, at that age, he would have been like in elementary school, I think. Maybe middle school. No, I think it was in elementary school. And every morning he would get up. Well, to me it was morning. It was probably like 2 p.m. and I was still asleep. But every morning to me he would get up and he would play that song, and he would play the what is it? The Upside Down Castle. I forget what the name of it is, but he would always play those themes like over and over again. And I would
What?
just wake up to listening to those songs. I was like, oh my goodness, like I'm so tired
Yeah.
of listening to this. And then finally it got to the point where one time I was like, you know what? Let me see what this game is about. And I finally played it and I enjoyed it. Yeah. What were you gonna say,
I
Ash?
can see why. I can see why you can get annoyed by that song. Like, cause
Yeah.
like the instrumental. Yeah,
Mhm.
you can easily get
The
annoyed with
voice.
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah.
The Upside Down Castle though is pretty good. Like that song stays in
It's
my
good.
head. Because it's kind
Yeah.
of cool. Like it's like I don't know what you would call it, like almost like a not a circusy, but it's like when you're normal gravity, it has like one type of song, and then when you flip it upside down, it changes the music. Really really good music. Really really like it. There was a Flash game on Newgrounds that had that song too. I don't know if anybody remembers Newgrounds.
I do not.
Yeah, I remember Newgrounds.
Yeah, Newgrounds you would go to play all these fan made games. There was a Mario versus Sonic game where Mario turns Super Saiyan and Sonic turns Super Sonic. It was ridiculous stuff they had there.
Remember that one series on YouTube? I think it was called like Super Mario Bros. Z or something like that, or I think it's along those lines. But like they had a whole story. There was like a whole story where like they mash pretty much all the Sonic Mario characters together and stuff, and then they put like a lot of Dragon Ball Z elements into it as well. It's kind of funny and fun to watch and stuff. I forgot what the name of the fan series was called, but it was great. So.
Mm. Yeah, that's Sonic Heroes. I think Sonic Heroes will be announced. I think it's been leaked a couple times, and some people have said that that was on the list to be made. So I can see that. If they're working on a brand new original Sonic game, they're probably taking their time. So I can see Sonic Heroes coming. That's pretty awesome. I would like that.
I wonder if they're gonna like reuse the old voices or do new dubbing lines for the new
Mm-hmm.
cast members of the Sonic crew, or who knows? They can probably bring the old cast crew back and reprise their role for like once or for like once in their career, and that's it. I don't know. It'll be
That's
interesting
true.
to see.
Who did Sonic? Sonic's voice actor in Heroes
Ryan Drummond, I think.
was it Ryan Drummond? Okay, yeah. Then that was his last role. So yeah, they would have to bring him
Yeah,
back. And if they would bring him back is the question.
and he's willing to come back for it. It's just like I guess
I know
Sega
he said
just
it
wants
multiple
to,
times.
yeah, Sega wants to keep things fresh with like not just with Sonic but also with the other characters too. So
I find that as a lie because Eggman has been the same Eggman since
that
Sonic
that
Adventure.
that is true. That is
Yeah.
true.
And Tails has been Tails for quite some time also.
Actually, Eggman Sonic Heroes was different. That was the old Eggman back then.
Was it? Are you
It
sure?
wasn't it wasn't Mike Pollock.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
Yeah. But after that's when it went from I forgot his name to Mike Pollock. Yeah, they totally different voice actors.
Mhm.
Which I feel like Mike Pollock really does look like the best Eggman of all time. So it's
Yeah, he has a good thing. There's controversy with him now too. A lot of people are calling for him to not voice Eggman anymore. So
yeah.
Just have Jim Carrey do it.
yeah, I don't know
He's
if
getting
Jim
old.
Carrey
You know,
would.
he can't act in a lot of movies. He
That's
can
true.
keep doing voice acting.
I don't know how I would feel about his voice being as Eggman in the games. I think that would be kind of weird.
Yeah, it would be because I feel like Jim Carrey does better as like, not voice acting, but acting,
hmm
It's just I don't know, it would be
It's
like
a
a
lot of physical
mismatch.
it's a lot of
hmm
physicality to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, but he's got that unique like voice where he can like say things a certain way.
That's
Mhm.
true.
True. True. Let's see what else. Let me bring up some more Game Pass so we can kind of do a
I'll
quick.
tell you a prediction that I
Yeah.
wish would happen, or not prediction. Well, I wish it would happen is kind of going back to Square Enix. Like all jokes aside, I really wish that they would release like a retro collection of PS1, PS2 games that
Mhm.
are stranded. The examples I always kind of give are like on Honda. That's like one of my favorite shooters of all time. It's a 2D like Gradius R type style game.
Mhm.
It's really cool and really original. Bushido Blade, like I mentioned, that was a fighting game. I know that kind of was
Bushido Blade
revered.
2.
What'd you say?
Bushido Blade 2.
Bushido Blade 2. Yeah. How about Xenogears? Let's bring that forward. Xenosaga. That'd be great.
I miss
Might be
Xenosaga. I miss
tricky.
Xenosaga.
What'd you say?
I miss Xenosaga.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember renting those games because, yeah, like obviously, me and my family couldn't afford new games, but when I wanted to get like all the episodes and stuff,
Mhm.
didn't realize how much more expensive. Didn't realize they're going to cost you a whole console just to get one episode of Xenosaga. Like,
Well,
what the hell, man?
I can see Xenosaga being a thing because there is a couple things, right? Cosmos has been in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, right? So she was there as a blade that
Oh,
you can
really? I
unlock.
didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was there as a blade. She
she's
was
blade.
the rarest blade in the game, I
Yep,
think.
rarest blade in
Okay.
the game to get, so the hardest one to get, but she is there. There is multiple mentions. There is voice work in Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC of a whole scene from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Or sorry, Xenosaga. Excuse me, that's in there. So I think that's more legit than anything. And apparently Xenosaga I think got re-trademarked. And Nintendo, how they had that close partnership with Bandai Namco, I can see that happening where they'll release Xenosaga as a Nintendo exclusive. And don't forget, like the creator of Xenosaga is also the creator of Xenoblade Chronicles, which yes, Xenogears as well, but I think Square Enix likes to keep everything. I mean, it took forever for Mario RPG, a Nintendo
Yep.
owned character, for Mario RPG to come because Square Enix wouldn't allow it. So
A game that I've always talked about too that needs a re-release that's stranded is Threads of Fate. That was a game that came out in that summer with Chrono Cross and Legend of Mana or Secret of Mana. I always get that screwed up, but it was Chrono Cross, Legend of
Secret
Mana.
of
I want to
Mana.
say, what'd you say?
Secret of Mana.
Legend,
Yeah.
Secret of Mana, Chrono Cross, and Threads of Fate like all came out in the summer, and I think Threads of Fate was kind of considered like the second best one. I really liked it though because it was just very basic, had a nice soundtrack, very just kind of chill. I hope that would come back, and then PS2, like and also Brave Fencer Musashi. That's
Yeah,
another
I
game
was
I'd
gonna
love to
mention
have
that.
not
Yeah.
stranded. And then on PS2, you got Musashi Samurai Legends, which I think you and I've talked about. Like I really liked that game back in the day. What other Square Enix PS2 games? Bouncer we mentioned. That could be cool if they brought that back. Anything else that needs to? Oh, Vagrant Story. How can I forget about that? Vagrant Story. I
Vagrant
would love
Story
to
would
have
be
that come
nice.
back on
Portable
modern
Ivalice.
hardware. Yeah, it's like it is
Final
just
Fantasy
so ripe for the
Tactics.
picking. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Final Fantasy Tactics.
Maybe
Like
that
there's
Final
so
Fantasy
many
9
there.
remake might actually come
Yes,
out.
there we
Like,
go. Yep. And we're not, you know what's gonna happen after Summer Game Fest? We're all gonna be doing that meme of like the clown makeup because they
yeah,
announced Soap Stars 2, more foam or Foam Stars 2 more foam or whatever.
more foam. Yeah, get
Yeah,
foamed out. Like
get foam down. Yeah.
some dumb thing. So backtracking a little bit, how we're talking about Persona 4 remake. I do think if it is announced, June 8th is the Xbox showcase. It gets announced there because Persona 3 Reload
Okay.
was also
It was.
announced at the Xbox showcase. So I can see it being announced June 8th on the Xbox showcase. So there is that. We can hope that happens. That would be what, Sunday? Yeah, because 6 is Friday, Saturday. Yeah. So on Sunday. Unfortunately, we won't be able to stream that live because I gotta work. But you will hear our reactions the following Thursday. See what we had to say about the Xbox showcase. But yeah, everything you said about Square Enix, I 100% agree with that. I think Brave Fencer Musashi should come back. I think that would be a great game for today's age. It's basically a Zelda RPG, which is good, and it's more than just a Zelda RPG. There's a lot more going on in it, but it was fun nonetheless. Let me see who else is on this list. There's 2K, 505 Games. Never heard of them. We already talked about Bandai Namco. We probably will see some more like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot DLC, maybe the second half of the Daima DLC, Sparking Zero, some stuff. Let's see what else. Maybe Elden Ring Night Ring gets announced also for Switch too. I thought it was kind of weird that A, we don't even have a release date for Elden Ring on Switch 2. B, Night Ring is not coming to Switch 2, or they haven't even announced that it's coming to Switch 2. Epic Games, Focus. I don't know what company this is. I've seen it before. It looks like IOI.
Isn't
But-
that IO Interactive?
Oh, maybe that is it. You're right. That's what, Hitman, right? They did the Hitman games?
Maybe.
Okay. Let's see. Honestly, when you look at this list, less than half is really what I'm looking forward to. You have Capcom, CD Projekt, PlayStation, Steam.
Is Capcom there?
Yeah, Capcom.
Maybe Resident Evil 9, maybe?
True. New Resident Evil. Code Veronica remake would be nice. I
That
want a
too.
Code Veronica remake more than anything. Resident Evil 4 on Switch 2.
Oh, I figured you'd ask for a Breath of Fire.
That
I-
might be aiming too high.
I think, yeah, my hope is dwindling
Expectation
down.
too high.
Yeah.
Breath of Fire collection. Oh my god, James would lose his mind.
Yes. I mean, honestly,
Yes.
forget the collection. Just bring Breath of Fire 4 and just make it beautiful. Maybe add
Do
Breath
1,
of Fire
2,
3.
3, 4 Dragon Court. What was that one called? The roguelike where if you die, you go all the way back.
Yeah,
What was
that
that called?
horrible.
On PS2. It was bad.
Dragon
Okay.
Quarters, I think it is. Yeah.
Dragon Quarter. Yeah.
Yeah, that one sucked. What
Hey,
else?
I already love the fact that they brought Breath of Fire 4 to GOG. I thought that was
That's
extremely
true.
random. I'm like, that I bought that immediately, man.
There's mods
So-
to make it better too already.
Oh,
So,
really? That's
yeah,
crazy.
I'll have to post it
James-
on Discord. I found it and I just have it there and I haven't done anything with it.
Yeah, I've been trying to get it to work on my Steam Deck so far, no luck. So I'm going to try to
Yeah,
experiment.
I don't think
a
you'd
bit
be
more.
able to because it
Mhm.
needs to run off of a launcher.
Oh, off a launcher. That explains a lot
Yeah.
of things. Okay.
Yeah, I guess there's not much really that we know about because not much has been mentioned, and I feel like anything else that we might guess might be just wishful thinking. I do think
That's
Sonic
what we do
Heroes,
here.
though, that is true, but I do think Sonic Heroes would be more like legit. I think that is coming. There's been leaks about that, so I do think that's coming. Final Fantasy 9 is also one I feel like it's coming too because that's been how many times have we heard about it this year? There was a lot of rumors pointing to a Final Fantasy 9 remake. What would
How
you
many
do
more
if they
NVIDIA-
announced it and they just shadow drop it, say out now?
For what game?
Final Fantasy 9 remake.
Like, what would I do if they said
Mhm.
9's a shadow drop? I would
Yeah.
again. I would lose my freaking mind. I mean, I think it's like one of the last of the games that was on that NVIDIA leak, isn't it?
Tactics as well.
9 wasn't in that as well.
9 wasn't on that leak. Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics was the
Okay.
one on the leak.
Oh, I thought
yeah.
9 was as well. Yeah, I would freak out because 9. I mean, we've all
Or-
talked. You know,
you
I
could be
think
right, let me
you know,
see.
even though we all kind of have opinions on the varying qualities of Final Fantasies, and like, yeah, I love 16. James doesn't love 16. I love 13. James doesn't love 13. James loves 10. I don't love 10. And you know,
Mhm.
we all kind of have our favorites. We all agree 9 is pretty pinnacle as far as like how great it is. So that's kind of one that I think everybody can kind of rally around if they did announce a remake for it. I can't think of one person that doesn't like 9. Like, who doesn't like 9?
I don't know.
Probably,
Nine
probably his
is
kids.
9 is really good. Yeah.
It's well regarded.
Like 8 has a lot of controversy, but 9
It's weird.
everybody seems to like 9.
I liked 8, but it's weird with the drawing system and all the rest.
I'm trying to find a leak here, and the leak here, this Reddit thread sucks because it doesn't even have any Square Enix games. Oh wait, I
The only
lied. I
thing
just
8
passed
had
it.
going for it was they brought us the gun blade, and that's about it.
That's all you liked about 8? I thought it was great.
It was fine.
Okay. So here's the leak as far as Square Enix goes. So Chrono Cross Remaster, which came, Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster, which hasn't came,
Yep.
Final Fantasy 7 Remake, which
That exists.
exists.
Yeah.
Well, this is the PC version because everybody
Yeah, I
thought
was
at
saying
the
about
time
the
was
stuff with the PC
PlayStation.
port. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody thought it was PlayStation exclusive, and that's it. Final Fantasy 9 Remake, so that was on the list, but that hasn't
Yeah,
been.
I was right. Okay.
There. Yep. Final Fantasy 16 coming to PC later, which did come out.
I was right.
I don't know why Tomb Raider's on here, but Tomb Raider Anniversary.
Well,
they're
1,
saying
2, and
that
3, and 4, 5, and 6 came out.
yeah, they still don't know if that's if it's an actual anniversary, like a remake, or if it's the 1, 2, 3 remasters. Unannounced title by Square Enix. Well, that's fun.
Obviously,
Yeah.
it's going to be Chrono Trigger remaster or
Yeah,
remake
and then
or whatever.
Kingdom Hearts 4, which hasn't come out, but it got announced.
But
That
it's
wasn't even
confirmed.
announced at the time. So yeah, it's possible. Yeah, Capcom also Resident Evil 4 remake, Street Fighter 6, Dragon's Dogma 2, and Monster Hunter 6. Those were all games
There you go.
that they're pretty spot on almost everything. Let's see. Yeah, there's still some things that haven't come out yet. Like they're saying Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3 is a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
I don't
It
see
didn't
that
come
at
to
all.
PC.
Yeah.
But 2 didn't come to PC either.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be weird to have 3 but not 2.
Right.
Half-Life 2 remastered that came out.
Yeah. Well, is that like the RTX thing
it's
or
the
whatever?
RTX thing, yeah. Or it's basically remastered because it's all brand new.
Is it the whole game?
Yeah, it's the whole
I
game.
thought it was just like a part of it. Oh,
No,
it's the whole thing.
game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys seen this, but like apparently with certain Switch 2 games, technically you can actually use your own mouse to play the game.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Which
I assume if the
definitely
game
looking
had
forward to.
mouse support, you'll be able to use your own mouse, which makes sense.
Because the Joy-Cons don't look super ergonomic.
Oh, last thing. So we're gonna end the podcast right here, but I do want to mention one thing before we say our goodbyes. Is that there's something cool and I don't know if it's every Switch 2 game will be able to do this, but apparently from the leaker they got the Switch 2 like the box and everything. They got a cartridge of Rune Factory for Switch 2. They put that in a Switch 1 and it actually went ahead and popped up the Switch 1 version of the game. So apparently some of the
Interesting.
cartridges might have both the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 games on it. Yeah,
Oh wow.
Yeah, and each cartridge has a different letter. So there's different model cartridges. And I forgot which model cartridge is that, but a certain model cartridge will have both Switch 1 and Switch 2 games on it.
I didn't even know you can even put a Switch 2 cartridge into a Switch 1 console.
I didn't think so either. I thought it would be kind of like you couldn't put a 3DS game into the DS because they had that
DS,
little
yeah.
lip there, but apparently it doesn't.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's really, really interesting. Okay.
I'll test it out. Maybe I'll test it out with like I doubt it'll work, but like with Suikoden. See if I put it in a Switch 1, would it only play the Switch 1 version? Be interesting to find out.
Yeah.
I hope this time next week
shoot, I
we
got a
all
digital.
have
Never
our
mind, I can't do that.
Switches and we can go like this and show them off. And I hope that I'm not
Yes.
like waiting for UPS to show up at 10 p.m. and I'm like, I'm not getting it, guys. I'm gonna go jump in my pond. Thank you.
I mean, you can always try to go to a Best Buy or GameStop at midnight
Yeah,
and
that's
try to
true.
get one.
I gotta fight
Honestly,
people and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna have a really good chance of getting another Switch 2, Brian. Brian.
It's okay.
Brian.
It happens to me all the time, my whole life. It's all good, man. You've only, it's all good.
You're only
Yeah,
number 1,346. So.
God damn it. Anyway, because like Nintendo, like they're serious about pumping out these Switch 2s like left and right. So at this
Right.
point, there's gonna be too much for scalpers to catch up with, and I feel like you're gonna probably see one in store and be able to purchase one with no issue, honestly. So
I've
feel
been
like-
seeing on Twitter and stuff that like Target and stuff are like posting, or like people that work at Target and other retailers are posting how much again. There's like 100 and stuff. Like it's pretty decent amount. So you might be right about that. It might be possible.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel like this is like the exact opposite of a paperweight launch compared to like the previous launches, like the PS5 or even any graphics card launch. Curse you, AMD and Nvidia, with your paper
Yeah.
launch bullcrap.
Don't talk about graphics card launches. You're gonna make James have agita.
I will say this, that I do feel that Nintendo did delay the Switch 2 probably just to have that all that extra inventory. Where remember
Yeah.
it was rumored to come out last year, and then they supposedly delayed it for extra inventory. It does seem that way because
I'm glad
there seems to be plenty of inventory, and goes back to what we were saying that Nintendo plans to sell within its first year over 12 million units. I think that's definitely going to be the case. Like, you can't tell me that they're not going to be over 10 million if 2 million is already Japan alone. I wonder what it is in the US alone. It's got to be at least like 5 million, I would say, minimum. And then you got Europe to think about, South America, and so forth. So it'll be an interesting launch. Interesting launch. Well, that is everything we have for today's podcast. This is the end of the Switch 1 era. Next time you see us, Switch 2 will be a thing. Ash won't be holding that mess right there. No, just kidding. Ash won't be holding what got us through the years anymore. We
There's
will
gonna be a
have
2.
there'll be a 2 there, right? you won't see
firmware updated one.
you won't see this no more. No more
Holes.
mobile pad. It'll be Joy-Cons for now until somebody designs a mobile pad or until mobile designs a mobile pad for the Switch 2, which I probably will get day one if it's good.
I hope the Joy-Cons feel nice. The new
True.
ones.
Me too.
I do hope it
I'm
feels better
dubious, but
overall.
we'll see.
If it feels better overall, then I
Sticks.
wouldn't have any need for that. So I'll be happy
Right.
with that. But anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch. Fan, where can I catch you at?
Yeah, you can catch me at Phaneckswhy at all the socials.
What about you, Ash?
You can catch me at Stream on YouTube. I might do like a stream on a midnight launch for Switch 2. Who knows? We'll think
Yes,
about it.
please.
What
I
about
can
you,
live
Brian?
vicariously through you guys. I'm at Red So Deep on Blue Sky.
Yeah, and as always, you can catch me right here. I am planning to do for sure the 12-hour stream on Thursday. I'm not sure if I will be streaming the whole midnight process. I might pop in and do a little bit of it so we can see how everything's going on. We'll see how that goes. I gotta see how much battery I'll have because I'm on my phone all day for work, so that takes up a lot of battery. But we'll see how it goes when it comes to that stuff. But for sure, you'll catch us Thursday, 12-hour stream on Thursday, playing basically everything Switch to, trying out different games. The whole crew here would be with me as well. Hopefully Bryant gets one, either if he decides to go to Best Buy or his comes early in the mail, so we can all get on this sooner rather than later. Fan, of course, and Ash here will be here as well. We'll be testing out Mario Kart World, testing out Game Share with some Super Mario 3D World. Of course, I'll be testing out
GameCube.
GameCube. I'll be testing out Pokemon Violet to see if that runs any better. I'll be testing out some games that weren't even on that list to see if there was any update patches applied. I'm sure some third parties will probably do update patches day one, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I probably won't have the whole unboxing experience live because I'm going to set it up beforehand because that's a lot of gigabytes to download when it comes to like Street Fighter 6 and all the other games. So I'm going to try to download as much as I can, and then from there we'll see how it goes. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thank you, Fan. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Bryant. We'll catch you guys next time.